Hello and welcome. My name is Arnita Wofford. I am the Global Marketing and Technical Director here at Univar Solutions. Thanks for joining us at today's session during the 2023 edition of Innovation Day. Now, you may be wondering what exactly is the metaverse and how in the world it relates to beauty, or even how can you translate this into your product offering and sort of navigate this new burgeoning space. Well, you're in luck. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to discuss exactly what the metaverse is and how brands can capitalize and utilize Web 3.0. It can help you increase inclusivity as well as transparency in beauty. So beauty blazes a trail. Typically, we're often early to adopt not only new ideas, but new technology. And so if you're in a different industry and you're just looking at this because you want some inspiration, I think will really help open up that space for you today. So we hope to educate, to inspire, and that you'll walk away with not only some ideas, but some ingredient options that will help you kickstart your next innovation. So with that, I'd like to introduce Rebecca Robinson, our Senior Marketing Manager based in North America. And with that, I'll turn it over to Rebecca.
Thanks so much, Arnita. Welcome, everyone, and welcome to the presentation. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the metaverse, go into our campaign, the introduction, specific segments, talk about some key learnings, conclusion, followed by a Q&A. Let's ground us in what the metaverse is and how it really came to be. There's a gentleman by the name of Matthew Ball, who is a pioneering theorist and venture capitalist who came up with this book called The Metaverse. And what he talked about is the metaverse is this persistent and interconnected network of 3D virtual worlds that will eventually serve as the gateway to most online experiences and also underpin much of the physical world. So it sounds pretty broad, and you read it and you're like, really? But actually, yes. So the metaverse is coming to play in a really big way. And similarly to what we thought about in the 90s, the early 2000s, when we heard about the World Wide Web and what that means, the metaverse is really taking that online platform and bridging the mix between online and physical presence together. So it's pretty incredible. We'll learn a little bit more. We'll talk about a timeline of when this first started and what we started to see as consumers. In 1992, there was a book called Snow Crash written by Neil Stephenson, and he talked about there was this collective virtual space that was both compatible and convergent with reality. And then if you take a look at 2006 through 2017, it's all about gaming, Roblox, Fortnite. It's all the younger generation, millennials, a little bit of Gen Z playing these games, but it's all virtual reality. And then you take a look at 2018, there was a movie called Ready Player One. Steven Spielberg put together this movie, and again, ahead of its time, but looking at convergence in this physical and virtual world. 2020, I don't need to remind all of you, pandemic, COVID, what's happening here. Everybody's online now. And then 2021, we actually see Facebook change its name to Meta. Since that time, there's been a ton of different developments, especially in the last year and a half. And we'll go through a few of those different examples that we've seen come to play that we think are really making a difference within what we're calling the metaverse. The metaverse overall, it is forecasted to be a $1 trillion yearly opportunity. And this is quoted by JP Morgan Chase. Again, let's revisit that number, a $1 trillion yearly opportunity. So obviously you see brands, you see banks, you see so many different industries wanting to be part of this, and how can they play in this space? Currently, $54 billion are spent on virtual goods. This is a fun example, but a truthful example. There's a mall called Metajuku Mall in Japan, and it has about 8 to 10 stores inside. You can go visit this mall on your browser, and it all deals in cryptocurrency. So you can go and pick out some clothes for your avatar. You can talk with different avatars there. You can visit with your friends. So normally on a Friday night when I was a teenager, I would go to the physical mall and go and hang out with my friends, go to stores, hang out, chat. Now, what we're seeing is the younger generation is actually still going to the mall, but it's virtual. So you can meet with friends all over the world and say, hey, at 8 p.m. Central Time, we're going to the Metajuku Mall. Meet us there. JP Morgan, a bank, decided that they wanted to be part of this Metajuku Mall as well. Typically, banking is very conservative, so it was kind of surprising that JP Morgan took a play and said, we want to be part of the metaverse. They called their new online bank Onyx, and they said, well, if people are already buying clothes for their avatars, if they're buying homes and in virtual reality, at some point they're going to need a virtual mortgage and they're going to need some virtual bank accounts. So we want to be part of this, and we want to be in the forefront of what people are talking about and what they're doing, hence the Onyx Lounge. The Sandbox is a platform that deals, again, in cryptocurrency. So all of these platforms within the metaverse are dealing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, NFTs, blockchain, all different sorts of things. But the Sandbox is an area where you can play, create, and own the future. You can actually create avatars in here, buy wearables, acquire real estate, and there's over, I believe it's 90,000 land parcels in here. You can rent them out to other avatars, you can sell. So it's basically like you're in your own real estate world, but it's virtual, and it's all dealing in cryptocurrency. South by Southwest, most people know this as a convergence of tech, film, and music industries coming together. There was a woman an artist by the name of Maliha Abidi at South by Southwest, and she came up with 10,000 different NFTs, all related to women coming together, empowering one another in different diverse backgrounds. And you can actually purchase one of these 10,000 NFTs. The artwork is called No One Left Behind. Adidas is always on the forefront of everything cool, whether it be their branding, whether it being some of their videos, product. So Adidas created their NFTs, and this is in conjunction with G Money, Punks, and Bored Ape Yacht Club. So essentially what it is they came up with all of these really cool clothing apps that you can put on your avatar. So you can purchase this for your avatar through cryptocurrency. But the exciting thing about this is that you can also purchase this for your physical self. So it's kind of one of a kind. It's not fast fashion. It's tailored specifically to you. So get your clothing for your avatar as well as purchase your own product for your physical self in real life. So let's let our imagination run wild in the beautyverse and talk about beauty, why we're all here, and why we're excited about hearing what we have in store for you. If we take a look at the evolution of the beauty industries, we've narrowed this down to 5 specific platforms that we want to talk about as it relates to our products and beauty and personal care. The first topic is supply chain traceability. It's so important to understand where your product comes from. We see more and more of this go on as time goes by, where consumers want to understand where they get their ingredients from. The second category, product authenticity. There are so many issues for years in regards to fake products coming out. And this is really important as we look at some of the important brands that we see, like Huda Beauty, which is more of like a status symbol. If you have this product, you can afford this product, it's beautiful, but there are so many fake products being developed for that. So really understanding and making sure that you have authenticity for that specific product. Loyalty rewards. Loyalty rewards have been around for a while, but they continue to evolve and get better and better. So Sephora has their Insider Beauty program, where they have it for both yourself physically as well as what you wanted to do for your avatar. So they come up with some really exciting things in their branding for loyalty. NFTs branded with art. We are going to talk a little bit later about Clinique coming up with the first NFT with artwork that you can own and how it benefits you as a beauty consumer. And then finally, AI and blockchain technology. This continues to evolve. If we take a look at even GPT chat and taking a look at that, and if you ask, hey, what kind of beauty brand can I create? Or what's a great name for a new skincare brand? You can come up with any of these ideas and ask these specific AIs, and they come up with really cool things. So I would challenge you to go ahead and try that. So let's get started and take a look at some of our campaigns. We're really thrilled to introduce the new sensations, the future of beauty. So hopefully that got you a little excited about our campaign and what we are offering. If you take a look at some of the products, you can see here, this is the branding. We have pink, purple, green, really fun colors. And it's all fantastic products, whether it be hair care, skin care, body care, and sun care, color cosmetics as well. The first category we'll take a look at is hair care. And if you want to take a look at the global market overview, this is taken from Mintel. And essentially what it shows is based on the size of the bubble, the size of the market in terms of retail dollars and spend. And then you can see on the bottom axis, you can see the compound annual growth rate forecasted. So obviously India stands out huge. It's a larger bubble and it has a CAGR growth of over 12% over the next 5 years for hair care specifically. The same thing with China. So China, there's a huge opportunity. Whereas Japan, it's a decent size market. It's a huge amount in spending, but only about 1% compound annual growth rate. This is a brand that is that's new, that's innovative. It comes from the US called Halle. And this is a brand that celebrates positivity and an inclusivity with a focus on Gen Z. It has these 3 different semi-permanent hair colors and nourished with something called the color cloud that can light hair up 2 shades. But it's in the digital world as well as physical world. So you can buy this, but you can also put this on your avatar. And this is partnered specifically with Roblox. So gaming, obviously everyone knows, is very popular with female teens and tweens, with 89% of girls in this age group doing any type of gaming. But phygital concepts can help drive this connectivity between metaverse and real-life product usage, which we're seeing in a lot of different brands that are coming into this space. There's a Brazilian brand called just for you, focused on personalization by digital interaction only. So essentially there's 3 different products that you can keep. It's a subscription-based model, and based on your hair type, you're able to purchase this from the site, but then you're also able to use this on your avatar online. And this is one of my favorites. It's a brand called Louise and Fred. It's actually a salon based out of Germany. It was built in 2015, and it's meant to be this really cool futuristic type salon. It gained a lot of coverage in high profile magazines. But then when COVID hit, they had to figure out how to make it so that people weren't going to the salon anymore. So how could they make it applicable so people could still buy products? They put everything online, and they put out this really cool branding site for Louise and Fred within the metaverse. So you could go and see what your hair would look like, how you can use that on your avatar, but also how you can purchase the products. So you can go into their salon as well as put it on for your avatar. We have 3 products specific to hair care formulations. The first one is Good Hair, Don't Care Extreme Conditioner. The second is a 3D hair styler. And our third is a high-tech micellar shampoo. We'll go into slight detail for each of these. And then at any point in time, if you're interested in getting any of the formulations, paper formulations, or any ideas about how you can create these, feel free to reach out to our technical teams. So the first one is the Good Hair, Don't Care. You can see on the right side, it's super foamy, it's beautiful. It's actually a leave-in conditioner that foams on application. So it's fun to play with, but it looks beautiful on the hair. You use it when your hair is a little bit damp, and it enhances the moisture and the shine. The next one is a 3D clear hair styler. So this is actually for like those little baby hairs that I tend to get a ton of in the front of my hair, but it's a bio-based vegan hair styling spray. It keeps everything in place with a lot of additional benefits. And the third one that we're talking about for hair care is our high-tech micellar shampoo. So this has really fantastic cleansing benefits. It has, you can see the foaming properties on the pink loofah to the right, and it has great nourishing actives with panthenol and a rice extract. So that takes place for our hair products. Now we'll go into our color cosmetics. And again, you'll see it's the same format that we had for hair care, but now looking at color cosmetics. So whereas hair care, you saw India had a huge compound annual growth rate, you can see here, it still is about 8% compound annual growth rate, but much smaller market overall. You can see here, China is dominating the landscape. US obviously has money to spend, but it's only about 3% compound annual growth rate. Whereas you can see South Korea and UK are more so ones to watch in this space. And this is something fun that we just pulled from TikTok, looking at the brands and the rankings here. So you can see overall, the first one is Pluise from the UK. The second is Essence. The third is Florence by Mills. And the fourth is ColourPop. The thing that I love about all of these is if you take a look at them, there are a lot of similarities here, right? So you see these beautiful pastels, really fun palettes. It just encourages you to play and want to take part of these. So now you're kind of seeing this, when we put this presentation together, it was a few weeks ago, but now you're seeing in all of the runways and fashion, pastels are really huge. I mean, the other day I just saw an ad in Harper's Bazaar for pastel tights, pink, green, yellow tights. So similarly to this same kind of color palette, which makes people feel good and feel happy. And you can see here, we're giving some examples about new and hot trends that are in the marketplace today. So the first one is this transparent eyeliner, and then it's named by May Tamina Akhtar. So it uses light concealer to create a shadowy effect for a beautiful look for your eyes. And then you see this next one, it's called the Eyebrow Tattoo, coined by Sarah Chung. And you're using a lip pencil as a lip contour. So you peel it off once it's done, make sure it's dried, and then you clean the excess off, but it really looks beautiful. So originally when she starts doing it, I'm like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna look, but she looks beautiful. So Sarah Chung was the one who coined that. And a big thing too is when you're doing TikToks, a lot of people are coining these specific terms with their names. So it's really important if you are doing these type of trends online, on TikTok or any other social platform, you make sure that you give credit where it's due. Beauty and gaming, MAC, part of the Estee Lauder group, is always doing things that are exciting, that are new, that are different, that are just pushing the limits. So this is an example of MAC coming up with 5 different lipsticks that also represent the Honor of Kings, which is a game that people play online. So basically they come up with this really beautiful platform you can see on the right-hand side, and you can match the avatar colors to the specific lip products that you purchase in store. Nails are huge. Nails are having a really big heyday where you can take a look at what you want online, and then you can go into the store and actually do that same type of treatment to your nails. Nails, it's really fun to experiment, to play with. We're seeing all sorts of humans looking at nails, whether you're male, female, depending on what you want to be called, but it's fun, it's fast, it's easy, and you can give out so many different options for your nails. Okay, and this one is Brazil's first metaverse-inspired makeup line. So you can see here, I'll show you a quick video. Essentially what it is, it's this woman by the name of Bianca who came up with her own line in Brazil. And it's meant to be very futuristic, very metaverse-esque, where you can put any of this makeup, you can purchase it online for your avatar, but then you can see here, she physically created her own products and she sells them online as well. So if you wanna look like Bianca, check out her line, Boca Rosa Beauty. And then here we have our Eye Glow HP eyeshadow, which is this gorgeous gold color that you just can put on your eyes and look like a superstar. So you can see here on the right-hand side, it's creamy, it's very, it has great color to it. So you can make your eyes be bright gold and really stand out. The last section that we're going to be talking about is our face and body care. And here, if you take a look at facial care overall, you can see that there are a ton of players and a ton of people, a ton of different countries that are playing in this market. Obviously, China dominates in a huge way. And then also, if you take a look at the top, Japan and South Korea have a ton of spending money, and their compound annual growth rate is about 1 to 2.5% overall. And then this is for body care specifically. So it's a little bit more similar than we've seen in the other ones. You can see China here overall, the same as that we had for facial care. You also have Brazil coming up in a really big way, US, Germany, and the UK. Cosball is an example of the world's first personalized daily skincare, and this is using AI. It's a South Korean brand that scans your face and asks about your specific skin type. This is also a subscription-based model, and it's powered by blockchain. We talked earlier about Clinique doing their first NFT, and the NFT that they offered was allowing you to take part in it, purchase an NFT. And if you purchase this and you were one of the lucky ones to win the NFT, they actually give you products for 10 years. And it's like limited edition, first runs. So it's a really cool way. When we talked earlier about NFT as well as loyalty, this is a great opportunity to be a loyal customer of Clinique, have something unique, and be the first of. And then, of course, where would we be without influencers and talking about the metaverse? So this was an artist by the name of Inez Alpha who created these really beautiful covers. This one was actually featured on Rolling Stone, and it was about an author who does romance novels. So it's something that's really fun, exciting, different, but influencers are really paving the way for a lot of things that are associated with the metaverse. An LED face mask. So LED face masks have been around for some time, but the reason why we're bringing this up is because we really are seeing a lot of opportunities with these LED face masks by the way of AI and being able to learn your specific skin type, diagnose certain conditions, whether you have sensitive skin, whether you have dry skin, whatever it may be. But these are an opportunity to help develop and enhance these face masks to help position you for the best skin possible. We have two products for our skincare formulations. The first one is Catch the Virtual Sun, SPF 25, and Universal Nourishing Skin Fix. The first one is SPF 25. It's for both mineral and organic sunscreens. So obviously this is for your physical self, but we wanted to put a little play on words and talk about catching the virtual sun. And then the second one is the Universal Nourishing Skin Fix. This is, you can see the beautiful pink color. That's with the vitamin B12, and it helps to protect your skin microbiome. So that covers our presentation today. Some of the key insights that we wanted to relay to you, just to summarize, is really considering online retail as the norm and also have these physical brand manifestations. A lot of brands have these pop-up shops where you can go in for a couple weeks and take advantage of some of the new products, some of the limited editions, but be sure to both have an online presence as well as a physical presence. Mixed reality products combining physical that are augmented on the screen represent current opportunities. Co-branding opportunities. We saw the example of Mac and Honor and Kings before, talking about how you can both play in a physical as well as virtual space. So virtual, you're participating in the Honor of Kings online, and you're purchasing these products for your avatar. But then you can also go to the Mac store and purchase these lipsticks and match your avatar. Consider avatar beauty as a new category. So avatar beauty is coming up in a really big way. There's a lot of these different types of apps that you can currently download and create new profile pictures based on what you're looking to do. So whether it's a watercolor avatar, whether it's a profile shot, whether it's a superhero avatar, there's so many different ways that you can play and upload your personal pictures and get these avatar shots, which are coming up in a really cool way to showcase different types of beautiful versions of yourself. We feel the metaverse is really going to empower the individual creative and give them a historic digital identity and creative fingerprint. Anything is possible in the metaverse, and it's up to you to create that destiny. So if you take a look at the kit, we're just summarizing overall. There's 9 products in each kit. It was a lot of fun to create it, a lot of fun coming up with the concepts. So what we do is we come up with the concepts from marketing, from R&D, from our technical, from our product management, sales. It's a collaborative approach to talking about what we see in the market, where we see both the macro and micro trends, how these come together, and then putting these in a kit that we can actually send off to our customers to help them be inspired. We hope that we've inspired you today through this presentation. Feel free to message us with any questions that you may have. Obviously, our global director is Arnita Wofford, who spoke to you earlier, and I'm Rebecca Robinson. I'm North America marketer. So feel free to reach out to either of us. But again, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and we hope to hear from you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca, for that. So we've walked you through new sensations, the new sensations of the metaverse, and hopefully your cognitive wheels are turning. This is just one example, as Rebecca mentioned, of how our marketing, technical, formulation, and product management teams work all together to explore new ways to innovate. We launched a strategic ingredient marketing campaign, so SIM, to those of you who've been working with Univar Solutions for some time. We launch these campaigns every year, and you may remember the most recent one, Forever Impressions from spring 2022, where we looked at nostalgic beauty and how the past can really help you reshape the future of your products, or even our latest campaign that was launched in March of 2023, No Boundaries, where we are exploring the next phase of inclusive beauty and genderless formulation. Whatever projects may be on the horizon, our solution centers can really help you innovate, and they can help you on your product development journey. So thank you for joining us today, and don't hesitate, as Rebecca said, to reach out for more support. Hello, and welcome to our Q&A session. Rebecca, I think we have a few prepared questions for today.
Yes. So I think the first question that probably the audience would want to know is, how do we come up with the new sim kits every year? So how did you come up with the metaverse concept overall?
Okay, so from a metaverse standpoint, it was what's new, what's happening. We have a look at all the different trends that are potential fits for our company and what's really happening in the ingredient space. And between product launches from our core suppliers, as well as just this titillating theme of metaverse, I said, why can't we have some sort of immersive metaverse sim campaign? I think that would be great. Ideally, I would have loved to have taken it further and created an entire metaverse platform where we could have launched the products in the platform, but staying realistic, it was more about how do we breach this burgeoning beauty space with what we can bring to the customer space right now with the ingredients and matching that all together. And the metaverse topic seemed to be a new experience, a new frontier for beauty, and I thought it was the time to make sure that we could have our customers on the forefront, the cutting edge of beauty, and inform them as soon as possible.
And I think one of the cool things too about our company is that we were really on the forefront from a B2B perspective of bringing something from the metaverse to life. So even I remember when we launched it to the sales team, at first everyone was trying to wrap their head around it and understand what it was. But we get messages all the time from our team saying, hey, did you see this metaverse just popped up in beauty? Did you see this one? Did you see this one? So really, it was exciting to see Univar Solutions be at the forefront of that, which was really cool to see.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I guess another question would be, in terms of coming up with these concepts for formulations, textures, from a formulating point of view, being that you're the director of both marketing and technical, how do you feel that we determine those type of things for the formulations? Like, what would be your answer to the audience for those?
So formulating is a group effort, right? So marketing may put together a concept, but the lab really brings that to life, and they also have to ultimately feel that it's a realistic request. So I think for starting with formulations, we do a lot of background research. We take a look at what's on the shelves today and what's missing. We have some really creative marketing people like Rebecca. We also have some very creative formulators, and we think about, and all jokes aside, we're also beauty consumers, right? So we're looking at what's on the shelf, but what could we improve upon? What's missing? Where's the white space? And we take all of those ideas, we brainstorm together in groups over several weeks, and we come back, we talk to our global lab teams, we talk to our global marketing team, we pitch ideas to the leadership team, to the product management team. And then once everyone's sort of had a say, we've exchanged, we can now talk to the lab and say, realistically, what can you make? what can you put together based on our ingredient portfolio, but also in the timelines that are being requested. So that's how we come up with the concepts. That's sort of our process of brainstorming to delivery. And the textures, the lab team never ceases to amaze me. Every year they come up with just more and more, just fabulous textures of products. So things that I would love to buy. And anytime that there is an idea where we can say, oh, I really loved this texture from this benchmark, but could you make it fluffier, creamier? Could you change the color? Could you also make it an SPF 50? Whatever the requests may be, they somehow manage to meld those together. And I think that's the talent that we have in-house.
And I think to that point too, if I can add, from all the different solution centers, it's really a global effort. Everyone has a voice on the team, coming from our labs in Mexico to Germany to Brazil to France to US. Everyone has a voice about what these products can be, and everyone has a different perspective. So someone in France may have a really cool idea about something that they've seen on the shelf from one of the indie brands that are local to their market, but then someone from Sao Paulo might do the same. So it's really beautiful how the teams come together from the different solution centers to bring forth these great ideas.
Indeed. And that brings to the third and final question, which is, Rebecca, what are your thoughts on how the metaverse will continue to impact beauty and evolve?
Well, I think once we all started researching about the metaverse and what this is and how this could impact us from a beauty perspective and also our lives in general, it's really incredulous. And it's definitely one of these talking points where the more you learn, the more you go down this rabbit hole of information. So I think from a perspective from beauty, you see now they're making chief metaverse officers, which mind blown, right? You would never expect to have something like this. So really understanding the capabilities that you can have from an online perspective, but also from a physical perspective. We talked about this a little bit in the presentation, but really understanding and making sure that each brand has a play in these two specific areas to make sure that they're capturing their audience, that they're showcasing what they have, bringing the loyalty there so that you are going to be interested in all of these products, what they have to offer. And then in a lot of ways, social media is opening up the world to allow you to see how they're creating the products, kind of going back to those 5 pillars that we talked about earlier from a supply chain perspective, transparency, authenticity, looking at those AI perspectives. So you see a lot of brands doing it in a really cool way. I mean, Gucci Beauty is doing it. They started really with fashion, but going into beauty. You look at Dior Beauty. Charlotte Tilbury has a really cool metaverse online. So a lot of the brands are doing what's
NYX
that?
As well. NYX, NYX.
Yes,
also
100%.
just launched something new.
So I feel like brands are really coming together and trying to put forth something really interesting and exciting, not to only play into what they're currently doing, but the prospect of future customers, even looking as far as Gen Alpha. The Brazilian team were talking to us the other day about how Gen Alpha is already getting involved in color cosmetics and playing with that. So here's an opportunity for even the younger generation to make sure that they're looking at these really cool products. I mean, Arnita, probably your daughter, she's just going to get into beauty at a very young age, but it'd be interesting to see her perspective as she grows up as to if she's more interested in the avatar and dressing up the avatar or herself.
Indeed. Space to watch. I think just to wrap up, there's maybe one thing I want to add is, it's not a necessity for brands to enter this space. I do think it has to match with your brand ethos. But if you do feel like it's something that you're interested in, that you're willing to explore, maybe now is not the time to go all in if it's not part of your ethos, but for sure a space to watch and then see how you can incorporate that, because the customers are there. They're coming, whether it's millennials, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, as Rebecca mentioned, or even baby boomers, quite frankly, everyone's online. So don't have some sort of prefix notion that it's not for me or it's not for my core set of customers, because tomorrow could be, tomorrow's customer is anyone at this point. So Web 3.0 will open the door for something new. And I hope that you guys all got something from this presentation, from this Q&A. And again, if you have any additional questions, Rebecca and I are available. So thank you so much.
Thank you.